Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of GregTech New Horizons. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We are going to start today's episode by mining a little bit in the Twilight Forest. I forgot that there are going to be caves, and I forgot that there are going to be infernal mobs. What is this? Okay. Of course you have a wither bow. Okay, I think the perimeter has been secured a little bit. So let me do some mining and I'll be right back. It has been quite a while later and I have done a decent amount of tunneling in the Twilight Forest. I did not do that much mining because I just wanted to find the ore veins, and I have already marked them. I do understand that you can mark everything with the journey map, but when you have to mine for 2 hours, you have to make things entertaining for yourself. One of the most important ores that we needed was nickel, and the other one is galena, which is going to give us lead. And thankfully when we are mining for galena, we also get silver as a secondary ore, which is really good for us. I hate gravel. I really want to know the thought process of the person who decided that, hey, let us add gravel to the underground so that when people are mining, life is miserable for them. Also, I noticed that I'm taking too much damage from mobs and my fancy armor is breaking, so I decided to make an iron armor. The piston boots were almost dead, so I had to make a new one. Oh, and by the way, I did upgrade all of my tools to alumite. And judging by the repair cost, I think it was a very stupid decision. Anyhow, do you guys remember that 2 episodes ago we made this boiler from railcraft and I said some of you guys might disagree with me because this is not going to be hyper efficient, but I'm going to make it anyways. One person disagreed, and that was the pack developer. Apparently there is a bug in this version of the pack and these guys are going to cause a lot of pollution, so we need to change it. I am doing a bit of processing, but I think here is going to be the plan. We're going to go with solar boilers. They are not very productive and they calcify over time, meaning that their production is going to be lower and I have to break and replace them once in a while. But on a very positive note, we do not need any fuel because this is solar and it's free power and it does not create any pollution. Even though the production of steam is going to be lowered, that's not the worst part. It's also not going to work during night times. So I think in order to compensate for it, we're going to go with a bigger buffer for steam, and we're going to go with a steel tank. Because these guys actually hold twice the amount of steam. I'm gonna find that spider, and I'm gonna kill it. Oh, we have a boss. Somewhere. Are you the boss? Actually, the alumite sword is really nice. Elder Wisdom. Me is already wisdomous. Well, it seems that I have made a very small boo-boo and you cannot make the tank out of steel using the assembler in the LVH. For that you need much more power, so you can do it in the MVH. Therefore we are going to go with a maximum sized iron tank and we can save the steel for making more machines. Also, I have made 10 boilers and we're going to use them. And if we put it next to the tank, it should fill up automatically. Perfect. And just to make sure that we're not going to run out of water, I do have a pipe from this tank which goes to the boilers directly. So each of the 3 boilers is going to receive water from 2 tanks. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Yeah, we are gaining water over here and we're also gaining it over here. Okay, good. Also, before we start getting the steam, I need to void all the steam in the tank. There is no particular reason, I just want the valve to be centered. Yes, this is 4 blocks, that is also 4 blocks. And we have lost all of our steam. Well, with 6 of them, it's not the worst. I also completely understand that I have made 10 of the solar boilers, but for symmetry purposes, we're just gonna use 9 of them. I know. I'm great at wasting resources. It's actually not as bad as you would think. It's okay, my power situation has been solved, now we need to fix the machines. Of course, unfortunately we have to do that after I mine a little bit of iron because we don't have a single ingot. Well, it's not a ton of iron, but I think it should be enough. You know what? I thought I'm here, I'm digging, I might as well get a bajillion. Also, there is something that I want to test. I did manage to find cobalt in a vein. I'm not sure if it's the same cobalt as Tinker's Construct, but maybe we should grab a few. This should be the one, right? Yes, cobaltite ore. Yeah, it doesn't look like something that I can process at this very moment, so we just put it back. I want to automate 2 things today, which are going to make our lives a little bit easier. The problem is that if I go ahead and make the machines, maybe the quest is not going to count. So I had to make a few machines from the quest line so that, I don't know, when I make my machines, they will count. So the first machine that we're going to make based on the quest line is going to be the polarizer, saving redstone. It will save us the redstone that we need in order to make the magnetic rods. So it will just consume power and give us the magnetic rods. The next item is a centrifuge. That should be able to give us some byproducts from the dusts. And the final one from the quest line is going to be the electrolyzer. So there you go. And we just put you over here. So what are the items that I want to craft? Making circuits in this modpack is incredibly difficult. I don't think we can automate it at this very moment, but at least we can automate some of the parts, like the vacuum tubes, or I think even the resistors. Therefore, I have also made a few machines. One of them is the chemical reactor. Then we are going to need 2 fluid extractors, which this is an extractor. Is it like this? Yes, good thing that I have noticed. they're expensive. And finally, we're going to have one fluid solidifier. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of quests. I think we're going to take the loot bag. I have went up ahead and claimed all of our rewards. We have plenty of loot bags. Sword of the Cosmos. Basic Farmer. Okay, coated circuit boards. Motors. Nice! One of these days, I'm going to get the Sword of the Cosmos. Okay, I think it was good that we crafted some of the machines that we didn't need, because one of the items that I want is glue. The thing is, if we put sticky resin inside the centrifuge, that will give us refined glue. And I think we should be able to use that refined glue inside an assembler in order to make resistors. Okay, since I really don't want to waste a lot of steel, we're going to do it over here because it's almost right next to the tank and I don't need that many pipes. We do have a turbine, we're going to have the assembler, and the centrifuge goes on top. And actually the main reason that I'm doing it like this is that the assembler is going to consume more power, so it has to be closer to the turbine. Because I think the cables have a loss of 1 EU per block. So we give you the resin. Oh, that's an Enderman. Are you good? Yay! We got a pearl. Very good. That gave me raw rubber dust as well as refined glue. The question is, how do we send it to the assembler? Can I do something like this and tell you to auto output? Yes, that goes inside the assembler. Very good. What is going on here? So we know that we can get the glue, but can we make the resistor? That is the question. Yes, we can. That saves me so much time, you have no idea. Anyhow, a byproduct of our refined glue is raw rubber dust, correct? We can use it in order to make molten rubber. Previously, we used to do this in an alloy smelter in order to get rubber sheets, but I think there is a better way. What is this? And this is why I wanted to make a chemical reactor. You know, being symmetrical is a thing, so maybe we should move it. Yes, this is much better because we are going to have 4 machines over here. One of them is going to be the centrifuge, which is going to give us rubber dust and refined glue. Refined glue will go inside the assembler in order to make resistors. The rubber dust will go inside our chemical reactor in order to get rubber. There is an item pipe, 1 stack every 2 seconds. Okay, this is a very inefficient way of doing this, but I just want to keep it symmetrical. So, you connect, that is good, but I think for extracting the items we need a conveyor belt? Maybe? We set you to export, and I put the pipe back. Oh, it drops it down. Ew. Okay, but it does work. That's good. And now that you're working, I shall provide you with sulfur, I shall give you power, and you shall make a lot of noises and hopefully give me rubber. Oh, that's a lot. Nice! So I can put it inside a solidifier, and if we give you a mold for plates, you will give me rubber sheets. That is perfect. Also, this crazy guy that we have over here is keeping up with the power, so I'm happy. Really happy. With this setup that we have over here, we can get rubber sheets, we can get resistors, and we can also get circuit boards. That saves a lot of time. But the question is, can I hide the cables? Yes. Can we have a garbage cable over here and cover it as well? Yeah, we can. We go with copper. It's orange. So our next order of business is to try and make something for the vacuum tubes. Making the vacuum tubes manually is a pain because this is the recipe for it. But if you want to do this inside an assembler, this is the recipe. You just need a copper wire and a steel rod. And of course you also need to have molten red alloy, but that's not going to be a huge issue because I think we have all the machines. And I don't think we need a dedicated alloy smelter for it because how much do we need? But I am going to need one more assembling machine and they are relatively expensive. So 2 tin cables, LV machine hall, conveyor belts, robot arms, and I think we just need 2 circuits. Yes. There you go. So we shall have a fluid extractor, and I'm assuming if we give it the red alloy ingot, it should melt it for us. We have to configure you to output to the bottom. That will go inside our assembler, and for testing purposes, we just need a copper wire and a steel rod. So do you give me a vacuum tube or no? No, I think the reason it's not working is that it's offline. Do you know why it was not working? Because apparently I'm blind. There is a glass tube over here. And yes, for that we need an alloy smelter. But I'm actually not too worried because alloy smelters are not that expensive. And there you go. We have a vacuum tube. Also, decorations in this mod pack is incredibly expensive. Everything that you want to craft requires iron. That's not the recipe. Yes, this is the recipe. Maybe we can have a vent and a fan. And also talking about decorations, we need more lamps. Actually, our main issue is that we need to get white dye. Otherwise, glowstone is not a problem. Okay. Hello? It seems that we have a guest, and unfortunately that is a creeper, that is a boss, so I'm going to run away for 128 blocks until he despawns. I really don't want to have an explosion in the middle of the machine room. I think we're good. Oh, and by the way, fun fact of the day. In order to make a redstone torch, you need an actual torch. I think that could work. We are going to build our base as we go along. I started today's episode by having 4 turbines. One of them is over there, one here, and one in my inventory. Because there is one more thing that I want to do and we have to do it now. Do you see this chandelier? It will prevent mobs from spawning and the recipe for making it requires molten tin. And obviously this is the main reason that I had an extra fluid extractor, because we need to smelt tin. We're actually not smelting it, we're just melting it down. You can do that, right? Yes. Some of the recipes in the NEI are weird, so I thought before making the actual assembling machine, we test it. You will output the fluids, and I thought I have a flawed diamond, but no. Oh yes, I do. So it is one flawed diamond with 5 torches. That's actually cheap, but incredibly slow. But it does work. And we have a chandelier. Basic mob protection. Yes, I know. That was the point. So it does prevent mobs from spawning within a radius of 16 blocks, regardless of having a clear line of sight. So I don't know, can we just put it down here? It's not the most beautiful thing in the world. Of course, after we get into Thaumcraft, we can have the Arcane Lamp, and that will save us a lot. But for the moment, we don't have that many choices. Oh, getting flawed diamonds is easy. If that is the case, maybe we should have more. And yes, it does work. You do not see any mobs nearby. I think we should also have a chandelier next to our boilers, so that mobs don't spawn and teleport downstairs. Today I have been a very good boy and I have followed the quest line, but now I want to cheat. Just a little bit. In order to get into Thaumcraft, we need to craft a wand. The problem is, it's going to require aluminium screws. You might think to yourself that Lash, you already have aluminium. No, this aluminium is different, and we need to make an electronic blast furnace, and this is the quest for it. I don't really want to do that right now, but I do have a small plan. So here's the thing. I have 2 aluminium dust. And I have 2 aluminium ingots. It's not going to be enough in order to make the screws, because if you smelt the dust, you're not actually going to get aluminium ingots. But apparently there is a cheaty way of converting 2 aluminium ingots into 4 screws using a basic cutting machine. The problem is, in order to make it, we need a cobalt brass gear, and there is actually a quest for it, so we are cheating with the quest book, but not that much. I have already made my 14 brass dusts, we need the 2 aluminium dusts, so there you go, and now we need 2 cobalt dusts, which apparently at this very moment for us, the only way of obtaining it is to wash different types of ores, and we will get a tiny pile as a byproduct. So basically what I'm trying to say is that we're going to need an ore washing plant, which should also be a quest, and we are not going to have a fancy setup for it because I'm extremely poor. For the moment we're just going to put it over here. I did bring an iron tank, and if I'm not wrong, we just need a pump, which we are going to set it up to import and put the tank next to it. Yes, you get water. Perfect. It is a byproduct of nickel ore, and I have plenty. So this is not going to be that bad. We just need to hammer down the nickel ore and then wash it. I thought it's not going to work, but it's painfully slow. We have a tiny pile. 17 more to go. Maybe I should use this time productively and work a little bit on the base. This ore washing system is actually not the worst because you get better yield. Also, I thought we have too much metal over here. I switched everything with bricks. Only 2 more to go, ladies and gentlemen. We have 19, therefore we can have 2 of the dust, and I'm assuming if I have not done anything wrong, here is cobalt brass. And very good, we can just cook it. Although for making the diamond saw blade we need a gear, so we need 4 rods and we need 4 plates. So can you make me plates? Such an awesome machine! I love you! I think I can just file the ingots, right? Yes. So there you go. Here is our gear. We also need 4 small piles of diamond dust. How do you get it? Oh, it's not that bad, you just pulverize diamonds? Yes, it does work. Okay, diamond saw blade, and here is our cutting machine. What we wanted to do is that we wanted to make us aluminium bolts, so you need water. We shall get you water. Obviously in the morning. You know, everywhere you go there's a crazy mob who wants to kill you, and I'm carrying a dolly with slowness. Oh, you give me blindness. Thank you. And nausea. So again, I'm not exactly sure if this is going to work, or even if we get the wand we can advance into Thaumcraft, but we will check. But worst comes to worst, we have a cutting machine. So are you gonna give me 4, please? Yes. It does! And here are the 4 screws. We have already made the impregnated sticks last episode, so that's not going to be a problem. We just need iron caps. Wait a minute, why can't I craft it? Oh, this is tin. That was my mistake. Here is iron. No? Oh, it's tin. They have the same color. And if I am not wrong, here is our cheaty wand. And I did manage to loot 1 Thaumonomicon, so this should be another quest. And you are going to tell me that warp is dangerous. Yes, I know. We take the salt. Why did I get this quest? Oh, because I have made the tables. And we can just upgrade one of them into the arcane version. You just right click with your wand, it will convert. So basically I have opened up a crazy rabbit hole, and this is the recipe for a thermometer. We need all the shards. And not only that, we also need an exquisite diamond. So that is going to be fun. And don't mind the fart bubbles, I needed a bottle and, well, we had potions. But I did manage to make scribing tools. So there you go. And since I have an extra one, you go over there. Let me go to the Twilight Forest and see if I can find all the shards. If we manage to, then we can proceed further. I did manage to find 4 of the ores, and I did notice that they actually spawn in pairs. So for instance, if you find an air vein, you will also get Terra, or if you find an ignis vein, you will find aqua. The durability on my hammer was garbage, so I thought maybe I should look around. And yes, that actually paid off. We have found order and chaos. I also don't want to mine a crazy amount, I just want the quest to be completed. That should be enough. Very good, we have found everything and we can go home. So we do have our shards, but we're not done yet. Unfortunately, in order to get the exquisite diamond, apparently we're going to need a sifting machine. And I just noticed the recipe. That is fine steel wire plus zinc foil, and it only gives you 1. When I saw the recipe for the iron capped wand and the fact that it needs aluminium, I did a lot of exploration in order to find more aluminium ingots because I already had to, and I didn't know about the cutting machine, so I raided every single infested greatwood tree in order to find aluminium because you get a chance of getting ingots. Thankfully, we managed to get a lot of zinc as well. I considered myself very lucky that I have enough zinc, but then I noticed that, oh, you get it from sphalerite, which we actually had plenty of, so I'm not that lucky. Yeah, as it turns out, I'm not that lucky. We need more pistons. I didn't mean these kind of pistons, I meant this one. So it's 2 tin cables, 2 electronic circuits, 2 pistons, 1 LV machine hull, and I don't think the fluid inside the assembling machine actually matters, so maybe we can just craft it? No. Maybe it matters. Oh, I just made a horrible mistake. Can I recycle that? Well, kind of. Yes, I can actually fully recycle it. That's nice. You know, it might look like that I'm just making a machine, but that stupid machine is costing me like 500 ingots. And yes, I am exaggerating, but not that much. And it's working. Very slowly. Since I have made solar boilers, I think the game is trolling me. It rains every 2 days. We have another guest. I don't know why they teleport here. And it's a boss. You might think that I'm running away like a chicken so that the creeper would despawn. Obviously that is not true, I just wanted some mossy stone. Are we good? Yes. So getting the sifter is not the end of the story, there's a 3% chance. There is a very high chance that I have to go and find more diamonds. You are not a quest? Okay, you are. Oh, we got it. We need to cut it using a lathe, which I already have. We need to make 3 of them, so we need 6 gold casings. Cause you know, we need 1 for daily use and 2 for the goggles of revealing. There is a 3% chance, but we got another one. Ladies and gentlemen, our magical journey begins. We can see the unseen. The first priority I think is to unlock the goggles of revealing. In order to do that, we need to have some paper and some scribing tools so that we would be able to get notes. And the note is in my inventory. Very good. Oh, it requires aspects that I do not know. Fine by me. We shall discover them. Okay, we can discover stone, dirt, furnace. So lamp gives us potentia. I think the easiest solution is that we scan everything which is vanilla. I have not unlocked the aspects that I need in order to get the goggles of revealing, so that's going to be pointless. I think what we should do is to unlock more aspects. So if we mix air with ignis, we get lux. I think air and perditio were vacuous. Yes. I remember aqua and air used to give us something, gives us the weather. But you guys get the gist. We have to unlock as many aspects as we can. I think Terra and aqua was also life? Yes. Victus, which actually makes a lot of sense. So let me unlock a few aspects and I'll be right back. It has been a while later and I have unlocked quite a few aspects as you can see here. The problem is that I'm still missing 1 aspect for the goggles of revealing, so I thought instead we go with night ore. And I just remembered I hate this minigame. So ignis gives you lux. Lux is made out of air. Precontio is from vacuous, vacuous is from air. Now we need to connect the air to lux, which since I'm not in the mood for thinking, we are going to put 1 lux over here and 1 air. The research is complete and we have learned night ore. Now that I have learned it, how do you make it? Okay, so obviously we're going to need a crucible, and since for the life of me I cannot find my flint and steel, we're going to use a fire charge. So my dear friend, you start boiling the water, and I'll be right back. So it's 4 potentia, 4 lux, and 4 ignis. And I think that means that we need 4 torches, 2 coal, and 1 glowstone. Yes, I thought we should also unlock thaumium just in case. That's precontio and metallum. So for you we can have potentia, for metallum I think we can have the diamond, and finally if I'm not wrong we should find an ordo. Yes. Perfection. So how do you make thaumium? Oh, that's easy. I thought the recipes have been changed a lot and maybe I have to drop titanium. Oh, we can also have Arcane Lamp. So sensus is air, lux is also air, and I think you're vacuous, so I should be able to just put lux? No, it's okay, I can just put an air. We're good. It's not perfect, but I do have the research. That's actually not a terrible recipe, so maybe from next episode we should be able to make it. That will make my life so much easier. Yes, the final one for the goggles of revealing was Aurum, which is a combination of air and Precantio. So I can do this one too. Actually, this one was very difficult, but it's done. Oh, but you need a better wand. Ew. It's a blood moon. But did you know, now that we have unlocked Thaumcraft, we are going to be the most dangerous creature of the night. Of course, that is going to be after I get aluminium in order to upgrade my stupid wand, but I think it's also a very good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.